Hi, I'm Ted with PeterGlenn.com, and I'd like to help you guys find some trekking poles. I don't want you to fall down on the trail. One thing that I like to point out to people is that they're extendable and adjustable for a couple different reasons. One of those reasons is so you can collapse them down really small to get them into your pack, but that's not the only reason. The other reason is you got different terrain that you're walking on, uphill, downhill. When you're walking on level terrain, the right way to have it is about a 90-degree bend in your elbow. It's just a comfortable, nice square bend in your elbow. When you're going uphill though, you're gonna need to shorten that pole a little bit for that situation. You're gonna need to lengthen a little bit when you're going downhill. How much is personal to you, and you're gonna find with a little bit of experimentation and playing with it. One of the things that I like to point out to people with poles is, the way you set it up. One of the things, you're gonna see a lot of length numbers on here. That shortest number is about 100. That pretty much correlates to a person who's about 5 feet tall. That longest number you're gonna see over here is about 130, 135. And that's a person who's about 6 feet, a little bit more than that tall. And what I usually like to show people to do is you adjust the bottom one first and get that locked down. And then you can utilize this middle one for adjusting the height and as you go uphill and downhill. So one of the differences you really need to know about with the hiking poles is that they don't all adjust in length the same way. My favorite mechanism is something like this flick lock right here, where you flip it open, you adjust it, and you lock it down. It's a very secure mechanism. It's very adjustable. There's not too many moving parts here to let go on you. I think that's probably my favorite. You are going to see a lot of poles out there that also adjust like this. It does work well. This is the more traditional route. You got to turn the pole inside of the pole, and that frees it up so that it'll slide, and then you spin it back the other way, and it's going to lock itself down. You got to make sure you get it fairly firm, or it's going to slip, and that'll lock down real well also. Those are the two mechanisms you're primarily going to see out there as far as adjusting length and poles. One of the other things to remember about your poles, and one of the things that's going to cause the different price points, the more expensive poles and the less expensive poles, is going to be that grip material. When you get a really nice grip material like this cork, the pole may cost a little bit more, but you've got that best blend of durability and comfort. For a little bit less money, you're gonna see a lot of poles out there that have a foam grip. That's gonna be really soft, really comfortable, but your durability, obviously, with foam is not as good. That will get torn up over time. And then on the cheapest end of the scale, you'll see rubber grips on poles. Those are extremely durable, but probably the least comfortable. On most poles, you're gonna see a carbide tip. It's a little metal point sticking on there. But on this one, you're gonna see a rubber tip. And that's kind of nice when you're walking on asphalt and a little different, harder surfaces. I've seen a lot of people take a tennis ball and pop a hole in it and pop it on there. They even make little rubber ones that can be hooked onto there if you don't like the way that looks. One of the other things that you're gonna wanna know about your poles is the basket. The basket's this little part down here at the bottom. You're gonna notice on a lot of the poles that are meant specifically for trekking that this is quite small. When you get into a really soft material, either snow or sand, you're gonna see larger baskets out there. When you look at this one over here, you'll see this guy comes with 2 sets of baskets. It's got that little one on there for trekking. It's got a little larger one on there. That's gonna be used for alpine use and snow if you wanna use it as a ski pole. And that's just a really, really efficient use when you've got some piece of gear that you're able to use for a lot of different sports. So some of the special features you might keep an eye on in trekking poles are, shock absorption, which is really, really nice. It transmits a lot less of a shock to the wrist, and you're feeling better at the end of the day. Some of the other things you're gonna look for out there are gonna be, real easy to use mechanisms for adjusting the length on it, multiple sections that fold way down, or, different shaft materials like this Carbon Z. This is a really, really lightweight shaft material so that you're carrying less weight out there and, your pack doesn't weigh as much. So hopefully this is helping you get ready for your next adventure, and remember, get all your hiking and trekking needs over here at PeterGlenn.com.